first? Please.
We can, if you want.
If I don't do it now, I'll forget.
Yeah, no
problem. Just do it, get it done.
Yeah. Everyone that was available last game is available again, plus Sergi Canos, so that's positive.
And many congratulations on the nomination for Premier League Manager of the Year.
Okay, thank you very much.
You clearly know you've done a good job because you do it every day, but it's quite nice, isn't it, to hear from somebody else?
Yes, definitely is. Of course, it's very nice. I think it's acknowledgement of all the great work that the players are putting in out there, the staff. And I've said that before, of course. I understand I'm the front man, the one who is speaking to you guys and standing out there to take all the blame as well. But no one can do it on our own. We need a fantastic staff behind us. The funny thing in terms of timing, I had a meeting this morning with everyone here, groundsmen, training grounds, personal staff, I think around 70 people, just, praising everyone for doing a very good job. And we have a few values, but the key value is, of course, togetherness. And I think togetherness is a value everyone have. But the way we, as a club, express that or do that, I think is unique. And that's why I think we're actually maximizing this club and this team's performance, because every single action, from the chef to the groundsman to the medical, and now I still forget a lot of people to say every action matters, and I think we do well, but there's more in us and we need to push.
Purely, I know you talk a lot about it being part of the team, but you do head that team, and when you look at yourself on a list with Pep, with Eddie Howe, what he's done at Newcastle, with Klopp and Patrick Vieira, that must feel pretty special, because you're in one of the toughest leagues in the world.
Yeah, it is the toughest by far. There's no doubt this. I think there was a stage where La Liga was up there. I think Premier League is the best league, but of course I think also it's pretty tough to be a coach in the Bundesliga or Serie A or Ligue 1 and so on. But the margins between success and failure in this league is nothing. And I think the margins between number 20 to the number 7 in this league is also really marginal. So yeah, of course it's a privilege to be nominated, but it's not about me, it's about us.
What do you think the toughest bit has been so far, and what are you most proud of from your side?
The toughest bit's definitely been try to get used to lose more matches. It's not easy. Even you're playing away to Man City and everyone's saying, nice performance, and you're close. Yes, but we still lost. That's definitely the toughest thing. I know I tested the boundaries or Matthew's patience or the board patience in the beginning of my being in charge of Brentford by losing 8 out of 10 games. So, but that spell where we didn't win in 7, 8, 9 games, I can't remember what it was, obviously tough. And in this league, you can win the next one, 100% you can, but it's just so hard to win the next one. So that was the toughest moment, I would say, in the season. The thing I'm most proud of is that we are not crawling over the line and just hanging in there, but I think it's in every aspect you measure. If it's with my eyes, and yes, I'm biased, but still, if you ask any other football person to analyze our performance over the course of the season, they'll say absolutely fair and square the Brentford next year in Premier League. And all numbers, XG, different tables, stats, so on, we probably deserved even more that we have this season.
I know you don't believe in second syndrome. I heard your interview a little bit earlier on this week, second season syndrome. Why then does it happen to other clubs? How do you ensure that it doesn't happen to yourselves?
I don't believe in it, and I think it's a narrative that's been created for various reasons. Because obviously there's some clubs who got relegated in the second season, so that's why that narrative has been created. The biggest respect, I completely respect and understand, and also are aware that next year we can get relegated. Because again, as I said before, the margins between position number 20 and position number 7 is really, really small. So massively respect that. But I think, again, as I just said before, what I was most proud of is that it's fully deserved. So why shouldn't we be able to produce that again? Of course, if we are selling 5 players and not buying anyone, that make it more difficult. But if we are keeping the squad, which is the aim, and adding a few players, and just looked at the training out there, you can say we have nothing to play for, but we train with the same intensity we've done the whole season, and focus and competitiveness. So I'm very aware I need to be on it, of course, every single day in the next year. But I can't see why we shouldn't have a good season next season. Okay.
Hi, Thomas.
Hi.
With that in mind, I was going to ask you what the atmosphere's been like, particularly with the players this week when you've confirmed your status for a second season in the Premier League. I suppose it feels almost as if a weight's been taken.
Yeah. I don't know. Of course, obviously there was a lot of things to be done yet, but I think after the Chelsea win, we still needed more points. Obviously, we knew that. You can see that if we only were on 33 points now, then obviously we would be in a very big danger of getting relegated. I think that performance and win gave a lot. Since then, we haven't been winning every game. We only lost to Leicester and Man United in that spell, and in general been putting good performance out there. So that's been in general a good mood. I don't think it's been a lot bigger, but of course I understand where you come from. There's been a little bit of that relief, a little bit. In a way, I'm happy for it, but also a little bit irritated because what? Yes, there's still 2 games to be won, and we can finish top 10. So I'm a little bit on the fence there. Sorry.
I suppose Frank Lampard's going to hope that maybe the players are like that you're is not the same as how you feel, because obviously a massive game for Everton. But I'm sure there'll be part of the Everton players that are hoping that, in the cliched term, the Brentford players are on the beach. How do you make sure that they're up for this game?
So to put it very clear, we're going to play in a unbelievable atmosphere. That's my expectations. I know the Everton fans, they will do everything they can to put a hostile atmosphere out there. We're looking forward to try that massively. So in the atmosphere and that tension, obviously we can lose the game, but I also believe that we can win. And I think it'll be very, very difficult. Not very difficult. Very disappointed if we don't perform. We can still lose, but if we don't perform, and I'm really looking forward to the challenge.
They're excellent at home, Everton, despite the position that they're in, obviously. What are you expecting from them on Sunday?
I'm expecting high energy, expecting tension, and I expect them to come flying at us, and they will play with that extra edge and determination that you can only find if you are in a position like that, where you're 100% sure you will have it. Other times, the players are professional; they'll try to do everything, but they will play with such an edge. Really looking forward to that challenge.
You said how tight it was from 7th to 20th, even to 22nd, if you like, but to train with people. From your point of view, are you surprised perhaps many people would have put a club like Brentford as somebody to be struggling at the end of the season with relegation? Are you surprised a club like Everton is down in this position?
Yeah, of course I am. I think without seeing all the so-called experts' prediction of the league before the season started, I'm pretty sure a lot of the so-called experts believe that Everton would be in top 10, top 8, pushing in a good season for top 6. So with that in mind, I think it's a big surprise they're down there.
Just finally, how big an achievement would it be for you, for Brentford Football Club, for your players to finish in the top half of the Premier League table, which is still achievable?
I think already, I know it's big words and we always try to create a narrative and all blah blah. I think it's still already now a minor miracle that we are in the Premier League with the performance we have shown so far. And excuse me, isn't it possible to tell that they can do something? I mean it. Isn't it possible to tell them to go away? I think I don't understand why we don't tell them. No, exactly. I think we can stop that. I think that we should be in front of that. Thank you. I think it's a minor miracle that we are where we are, and the top 10 would be, incredible. It shouldn't be possible.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Welcome.
Andy.
Thomas, 6 wins from 9 is amazing form for virtually any team in this division, possibly the top 2 excluded. How does it feel to have a team playing at that level in the Premier League, given it's your first shot at the Premier League as a club?
No, that form, of course, obviously is fantastic, and I think it's to find that in the end of the season, no matter where you are. I think that's also why we have a chance to push for top 10, and to find that form. It's all about finding that consistently, of course, but to find it now is just extremely important.
When you faced Everton in the league, it felt like an important win at that time. It was quite a narrow win. Obviously you had the cup game, which was a defeat. What have you learned from actually playing them in those 2 games as opposed to watching them playing other teams?
Both games very difficult. Obviously we lost in the FA Cup game. I think Everton got quality players. When I look through the names, it's players on the paper that easily should be top 10. And then we know there's a lot of other mechanism, and I know they got injuries to Calvert-Lewin, which is a big player for them. And there's a lot of reasons why it's happening, so I'm not trying to judge them. I'm just saying the quality of the individual player is very big. And that's why I know we face a very, very, very difficult task on Sunday. I think they have pace and individual quality up front with Richarlison, Gray, Calvert-Lewin if he's playing. Gordon, I think, is a very promising young player.
And looking for a clean sheet away. I mean, you've had so many things that have gone right, but is that something that you're kind of looking to your team, if you're setting a challenge for them? It's been a while in the league to try and get one of those.
Maybe you just gave me a good thing. I didn't know when is the last time we got a clean sheet away? September against Wolves. You know what? Let's go for that. That would be nice. I'll tell the players that 100%. I haven't thought about that it was an issue, but no doubt clean sheet then is a little bit easier to try to win.
Because I know that it's something that has been talked about a lot over the last few weeks about people saying, oh, certain clubs have got nothing to play for. There's always something to play for, isn't there? In terms of finishing strongly, doing the right thing to show that this season is 38 games.
Yeah, definitely. I think one thing for sure, definitely is still very new and exciting for us. So every Premier League game matter massively. And I hope really that we have, signed the right persons and characters that really want to push no matter what. I haven't, if we haven't signed the players that want to cross the white line and really compete 100% to win, if they don't want to do that, then we've signed the wrong players.
And just finally from me, Chelsea got an interesting reception when they went up there. I'm sure you're aware of that, and maybe fireworks set off outside the hotel, all that sort of thing. Obviously the Everton fans are doing everything they can to make sure that they can help their team. And you mentioned the atmosphere, it's going to be like in the stadium. Is that something to also sort of prepare for and actually relish?
Yeah, I must admire the Everton fans. They were very creative last time. Of course, I hope that nothing happened, in terms of that. I don't think it should be like that, to be fair. But what I would like to see from them, which they've done fantastic. Everyone tells me that the atmosphere at Goodison Park is amazing. I think it was crazy good last time we were there. And I would love to experience the best ever atmosphere I ever tried.
Anything else for immediate involvement? Sure.
Hi.
You described Brentford's kind of progress in this season as like a minor miracle. When you first joined, I know you said that you had kind of questions about coming as assistant manager at first, and your journey all the way since to becoming a Premier League manager season is incredible. Like, if Brentford's progress is a minor miracle, what do you make of your own progress?
Good question. If you look back when I took the job as assistant manager, I was the aim was not at that stage to be a Premier League manager. You just always try to look at the first step, try to do well in my current role, try to support Dean and Richard as much as possible, and if the right thing happened for Dean and Richard, which it did, then they went to Villa, then obviously I would like to get off the job. But of course, as soon as I got the head coach job, then of course I know in the Championship everyone got an opportunity to go into the Premier League, and it was an aim from the club. So of course I started to dream there, but we know a lot of things need to go right, and then you lose the playoff final, and that is the toughest game to lose besides the World Cup final or the European Championship, in terms of what it means to people. And then to be now in Premier League and we've done well and be here next year, that's of course I'm pleased and proud of that.
Do you feel like you're experiencing the role of a Premier League kind of not household name necessarily just yet, but someone who's prominent in the game, like you get recognised more often nowadays?
When I walk on the streets, or what?
Yeah, have you noticed a massive change in the last year or so?
Yeah, definitely. It surprised me a bit, actually. I think, we're just a bus stop in Hounslow, so how important could it be that, I'm the manager from Brentford? But I'm not on social media. I'm not reading too much newspapers, so I sometimes, and I maybe only watch matches a day. I think I watched it 4 or 5 times this season because it fitted in. So I maybe I start to know more and more how big the Premier League is.
Thanks, Canos.
You're welcome.
Okay, your hand up.
Yeah, first of all, obviously congratulations on officially confirming safety and on being nominated for the Manager of the Season award. I know you kind of mentioned about the importance of your staff in that. What does it kind of mean for you personally to kind of be up there with Eddie Howe, Patrick Vieira,
What it means to me?
What it means to you personally, to be in the same category and kind of mentioned in the same breath as those guys?
I think I've said that many times. I think it's you can't do anything alone. You need good people around you, staff and players. If you don't have that, then it is impossible. Then of course I'm also just only human, and also of course I'm pleased to be nominated and proud of that. And we all compete and compare. No one will ever admit it, but everyone does that. We know that. If they don't say that, then At least I don't believe it. So of course I'm pleased of that. But I think it's really, really important that yes, I'm in charge, and yes, I need to show the direction and take good decisions. But I need to have good people around me.
When did you find out that you've been nominated?
10 minutes ago. 20 minutes ago maybe. So yeah, it's just before this.
So you've not had a chance to tell your wife and your kids yet?
No, and she doesn't know. My two daughters definitely wouldn't know. My son, he will probably know later the day.
Also, just wanted to check in on a couple of players. I know you did mention Ethan Pinnock. What's the situation with him?
He will not be ready for Everton, maybe Leeds.
And then also on Saman and Frank.
Saman also out. Frank positive, trained with the team today. So, but just a bit too early to be involved in the squad on Sunday.
It's still unlikely that Onyeka will be back this season.
No, he's now. I think he's ahead of Saman and Ethan right now.
Okay.
And he trained with the team today and it's different week. Wednesday, yeah. So yeah, there's a chance.
I know you said you don't really go on social media, but just wanted to ask if you've been made aware of this video of Leeds that kind of resurfaced this week, where they're singing Mind the Gap from a couple of years ago. Not too sure if you've seen it before, but it's kind of popped back up this week. Obviously, you're playing them on the last day of the season. Wanted to know what your thoughts were.
The good thing, having good people around me. So obviously, Chris have made me aware of the video. Good fun. Yeah, let's ask me before the Leeds game.
That's all good.
Yeah, you know we'll come here.
Right, anything else for right now?
Afternoon, Thomas.
Afternoon.
With 2 games left, obviously, we're still possibly looking at top 10 finish. But do you also maybe hope to maybe give some differential players who haven't really had much, game time of recent weeks, and maybe some of the B teams such as Nathan Young, Coons, and of course Young and Stevens as well, who made his Premier League debut a few months ago. Do you hope to maybe get them an opportunity for these next 2 games?
I don't think so. I think sometimes we overrate the difference between two players. So the difference between two players is not that much. So if I play Matthias Jensen or Vitaly Janel, 2 top players, but the difference is like this, a little bit type, and if they're in form. So if I play one of them, don't think matters too much. But of course, if I play suddenly a very young player, can matters depending on how it is. And the most important thing for me is try to end as high as possible. If I need to be transparent in that, I need to put the best team out there and do everything I can to win. And also in terms of the respect for the league, especially with 2 teams who are facing Everton and Leeds, we need to do everything we can to show the big respect, to try to win both games, which you would like to do. Instead of you maybe face 2 in the middle of the league. And I think it's still important to finish 10 if you can, and instead of 12.
Also last night I saw Tottenham beat Arsenal 3-0 in the derby. Your side managed to keep Tottenham out and restrict them to no shots on targets. And that must be, you consider what Arsenal are able to live with them. See Brentford managed to contain the differences, and that shows another one of your good performances against one of the so-called big 6.
Yeah, definitely. I think the Arsenal game, because of the red card. To be fair, I didn't watch the game, so I don't know. I noticed the stats and then checked the result, of course. But no doubt that the performance against Tottenham was another very impressive performance this season. Thank you.
Yes.
Hi Thomas. I wanted to ask about Ethan Pinnock. He's someone who started his career playing non-league football and has played almost every division up to this level and has now become a key player in the first season of the Premier League. Just how impressed have you been with the performance he's been putting in over the course of the season?
I think it's very, very impressive. I must say the journey he's been on. I think it's unique, and I think we all love those stories about players that go a different pathway. So it's not, and we all know how difficult it is. So for example, there's the Phil Foden, potentially one of the biggest talents ever in England, and then Ethan Pinnock that I had a good chat with him the other day, where he got a university degree in PE, which is fantastic, and he's interested in it. And then he just finally finished it before he went to Forest Green, I think, and got a pro contract. And from there, he took the next step to Barnsley, then us, and then took the step to play in the Premier League and performing well. I think fantastic story.
Is there anything that you would like to see more from him next season?
Definitely one thing. He needs to score on much more set pieces. That's not been good enough. So he needs to step up his game there. You're welcome.
Right, so everything now embargo till 10:30 PM this evening for anyone writing for the Saturday newspaper. Have we got anyone in that?